In the previous class, we started looking at the type of a method and then what is the difference between local variable, global variable, and we have written that local same variable you cannot use twice. But if you are using a global variable and initializing within the method, that variable will occupy the same value. And if you print it, the same value will be displayed again. And we also have seen how to create an object. What is an object, right? Let's continue from there. Let's open the class that I have prepared. Yeah. So in the previous class, we also have looked at one more thing. So here division is a method. So here division method can take the arguments, or I can do the calculation like this. And then I can print the data. Now, if the division, I don't want to, I don't want to do the logic inside, or I want to do the logic inside it, but instead of printing the value here, the division of two numbers is k. I don't want to print it here. Maybe I want to return the value. I want to return the value. So now what is the division here? Division is a k. I mean, 10 divided by 5. The value is stored in a variable called k. What is the type of variable this k? What is the data type of this k? Can someone tell me what is the data type?
Number.
Integer. Int. Yeah, it's a number, but here we are denoting it as an int. So number is broken down into what are the different data types in Java?
Byte, short,
Like
int,
this.
long.
Yeah, byte, short, int, long. But here I am using int, correct? So now, so I don't, here I am printing it. If I don't want to print, I want to return. Maybe in the main method, I want to use that value, right? So my question is, like, whatever the division you got from this method, on top of the division, add another 10 rupees or add 10 to that division. Then this will not work, right? Because it is not returning. So void is nothing but empty. It is not returning anything. Then what we can do is, I want to return this k. So can I write k here? If I write k, do you understand what it is returning? For example, you are calling every method to be called from somewhere else. Then only it will execute, right? So now I'm calling this method from the main method. Yes. From line number 20, can I say it will come to here and I equal to 10, j equal to 5, int k equal to I by j, salary, and it is printing. After that, the method execution is completed. Then whenever the method execution is completed, it will go back. Now, so what is the question I am asking? After getting the division output or division value, add 10 to it. So this is a question I am giving you. After getting the division value, like here, division is performing some value, right? Some calculation. You get what is the output and then add 10 to it. If I want to do that, then I'm calling the method. It is performing some calculation. And then here I'm writing the return type as k, because the reason some people will think that, so the division is storing, the division value we are storing in a k value. So I'm writing k. But from here, do you understand what is a k? Is it an integer, double, long, float, string? Can I understand?
No.
No.
No. So that means you should not, though you are storing a variable, the return type should not be variable name. Let me write here. So before the method, what should be present? Whenever I'm writing a method, I told you right in the guidelines. So before a method, whatever is present, what is that called?
Written.
Return type, correct? So return type of a method should not be variable name. If I am putting a variable name, how do you know that what type of a variable it is, correct? So it is not. Now, then what else I need to do? I want to know what it is returning. So can I say the value, what is the value of k? It's a type is int. So you need to put int here. Now, so by looking at this, what any developer can understand is, see, division is a method name. And is it taking any parameters or arguments? No. And what it is returning? It is returning a int type of data. So that means, so whenever you are writing a int, so you're calculating this k. So you need to return that value, right? So here, how many variables are there, guys? I, j, k, and you are returning int. How many int variables are there? 3. Out of these 3, which you want to return? Do you want to return or I or j or k?
Okay.
So you understand what is the ambiguity here? So I have written a int, return type as int, but in my method, 3 variables are there. Now, how does the compiler will know that you are returning I only, you are returning j only, you are returning k? You are, as a human, you are writing and you want to return k. But unless until you tell compiler, does it know? No. So that is the reason whenever you are writing a return statement, you need to use a keyword called return. Return is also a keyword. See, that's the reason these keywords are coming in a different color. Return, which one? See here, 3 int variables are there. Which int variable I should return? K. So return K and then semicolon. So this is a method, how how you add a return type. Now you are calling from line number 22. What you are calling? This method you are calling. What this method is returning? By looking this signature, can someone tell me what this method will return?
Integer.
Integer, right? So now can I say you will call this method and then it will return, it will give you the integer. So that you need to store it in some variable, correct? I am putting the variable name as z. But do I need to add the data type to a z or not? If I don't, then how does the compiler will know that what is a z, correct? So int z. So that means how this line will execute? So whenever the compiler looks at this line, it will come to this division method and it will perform all these things. And internally in the division method, you are returning k. That means this k is an integer type. This value will be returned from this method. And after completion of this method, for example, here 10 by 5, the value is 2. So then division method will return 2 and the 2 will be stored in the z variable. Now let me print that z value is system.out.println. Z value is plus z, right? Now let's run this program and see. What is the command to run the Java program?
Java C space file name.
File name followed by Java, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, there is no compilation. Let's run the program. Okay, do you guys see z value is 2? And what is the question I have asked guys before going into it? After getting the division value, am I getting the division value now? In the division method, whatever is happening, am I getting that value or not?
Yes.
Yes. Now then add 10 to it. So can I add 10 here? See, I got the z. No, what I should do? Z plus 10.
What is the concatenator?
Yeah. So, okay. Then what I will do is, I will do the, okay, let me perform here itself. Z equal to Z plus 10. Yeah, it's a string concatenation. So I can do here itself by using a brackets and all, but still it is very early, right? So let's do this. So Z equal to Z plus 10.
I mean, plus Z plus 10 is going to add it, or it is like a
String
just
concatenation. The value is
okay.
2,
Okay.
right? 2 plus 2 followed. It's a string. See, whenever you are
Yeah.
using a plus, it will be taken
Yes.
as a string. Plus 10 will give you 2 followed by
Yeah,
10.
that's a total. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can, by writing a what you call separate brackets, you can change that also. Okay.
Yes, I
Now,
got it.
now let's compile it. See, say 2 plus 10, 12. Z value is 12. So what was the question I have asked? After getting a division value, add 10 to it. Am I able to add it? Yes. Now the question is, sir, should I write the data type, return type as only int? Can I write only int or can I write something else? You can write anything. The return type can be double also. See, let's write double. The variable name cannot be same thing. Similarly, I'm using one more one. Now, instead of here, you are initializing the values. I don't want to initialize it. I want to accept the values. Int I, comma, int j. Now, can you guys tell me? Here also, I variable, j variable is there. In this method also, can I use I variable and j variable? Or will it be calling as a duplicate variable? I repeat my question. So in the division method, I have a I and j variables. But in the division 1, it's another method. I am wanted to use a similar variables. Will the compiler give any issue?
No.
No, because
No, we are calling only division without parameters.
no, that is not the answer.
Different method.
Yeah, it's a
This
this
belongs
the
to the division.
yeah.
This belongs to this journal.
So this are called local variables, and the accessibility of local variables or only for this method. And this is another method, this accessibility or only for this method. Now, what is the difference between division and division 1? You can see here it is not taking any parameters, but here it is taking parameters. Now, can I perform I int k equal to I by j here? If you are calling this method, can you modify from the main method? Can you pass any I value, j value? If you execute the division method 100 times, what is the 100 times the return type will be? 2 only, correct? Because
2.
you are hard coding the value I and j. But if I am using this one, if I am using this division 1, can I say I can pass anything, correct? 4, comma 3. I can pass any numbers, correct? See, 4 will be, see, first, what is the first parameter? 4. So here in the int I, in the I variable will hold this 4 and j variable will hold this 3. And then what it is returning? Double. So let's take double x equal to. Now let me print that value. Let's run save. See, x value is 1.0, correct? So that means what is the difference between earlier method and this method? In the earlier method, I mean, I will not be able to change the values because this method is not taking any parameters. The values are inside. You can change the inside the method, but here you are not touching your logic, correct? But you can pass the values here. Can someone tell me what else I have to pass? Let's take 15 and then 3. 15 divided by 3. 3 5 is 15, right? Now
Right.
let's see. See, x value is 5, right? So this is how you can do a return type. Instead of this one, you can also write a string data type also. Just a minute, guys. So because based on the return type, you have to select the value and then accordingly. So the difference I have demonstrated is whenever you are writing a return, what do you need? For example, if I don't write it, can someone tell me what happens? Will it be a compilation issue or runtime issue?
Compilation.
Why it is compilation?
There should be return type value
So,
because it is not knowing what type it is written.
so that can I say that will be compiler itself can take a decision, correct? It is one of the guideline, correct? Whenever you are writing a return, if you are writing a void, you are not returning anything. But if you are writing anything other than void, like int, float, double, then you are telling compiler, I want to return something, correct? So now let's see. See, missing return statement, correct? Reason, here you have written a return type. So then you need to write a return statement. This is also one of the mistakes that we do whenever you are writing a code in the notepad. Whenever you're having a interview with any of the person and then you're screen sharing and then you might forget to write the return statement. So the method name can be anything, parameters can be anything, and return time also can be anything. And the return type should be immediately before the method name. Now the question is, sir, can I write a method name can be anything? Method name can be anything. Name can be anything. But the general thing that we followed here is method name should start with small letter. For example, you want to write a method name can be 2 words. Validate data. For example, I want to write method name as like this. Validate data. So can I give the space between in the method name? Let's see. If you are giving a space, what do you understand, guys? Can I say this will be, see, what is the difference do you see here? Double space division 1. That means division 1 is a method and the double is a return type. Now here, what does the compiler will understand? If you see in your brain, your method name is validates followed by space and then data. But what does the compiler will understand? Compiler will understand that method name is data and the return type is validate. Is it correct?
Yes.
Here, invalid method declaration, right? So that means you cannot give a space in the method declaration, method name. So if you are right, if you want to write, see, validate is one variable, sorry, one word in English, data is one word. If you want to write a method name with the 2 words, the way we need to write is always the method name should start with a small letter. In the validate data, it's a 2 word. V is small and the D is capital, correct? So this is how you need to write. Hope you understand the difference between earlier one and now. Generally in English, whenever you are writing 2 words, between the words, you will give the space. But whenever you are writing a method name which contains 2 words, you should not give a space. And the method name starts with a small letter and corresponding letters will, second word letters will be capital letters. Hope you understand, guys. Any questions, concerns so far?
There we
Yes,
go.
no? Okay, fine. Let's continue. Now let
I
me
have
compile it. Yeah, go ahead.
in line number 42,
Mm.
you have given that double, and you have initialized that int. You have given double, and you are initializing with int. Is means we can
Yeah,
take it, or
you
else we
can.
can take
See
double
here.
also there.
Yeah. The okay, here you are getting a compilation error. Let's see. Cannot find the symbol division Z. Somewhere, yeah. Now, yeah. I'll come to your question, but why am I getting this error, guys? Why am I getting this error? What is the
We
meaning
have
of this
not
error?
defined that division.
Yeah,
Division only
because
method.
we just now we modified the division method to something else, correct? I'm getting error. Yeah, good. Now here, yeah, when it comes to here, okay, if you are giving a decimal values, here I'm not getting any compilation error, correct?
Yes.
See, now am I getting any runtime error? No. X value is
No.
also calculated. Now, the reason I'm not getting anything here is you are passing int values, correct? 15 and 3. And here, though I am returning double, so, but what it will do internally is 5 by 3. I know your 5 by 3, you might get, sorry, 15 by 3. 15 by 3 you will get, if it is a decimal, you will get 5.0, 5.0 something, correct? Not exactly 5.
Yes.
But if it is an integer, what it is doing is that, what you call, the value you are converting into an integer and then returning it. That is possible. But if you have a double value, which is beyond the integer range, and if you want to convert, you cannot. But ideally to speak, here we need to keep double only. Here in this example, we did not get error because we are passing a integer values and then we are getting an integer and you can typecast it. See, so now the question was, this is similar to, I have a int variable. Can I I change it to a double variable, or I have a double variable. Can I change it to int variable? So these are called typecasting. So which I will be talking little later. Here, whatever was happened was a little bit of typecasting only. Hope that answers your question.
Still, I'm getting confused.
I mean, what you did not understand?
You have given double, and that means we can pass into value also, return type.
Yes. The reason is the casting
Anything.
is happening. The casting is happening here. Automatically, the compiler is good enough to see the result is you are storing int. That means you are dividing two int variables and then you are storing the int value. So can I say int, so whatever the double is accepting, int will also accept the same thing, correct? I mean, up to some range, right? So it is coming. So internally, the compiler knows the value. So it is casting the value and then it is sending. For example, if whatever int will store the values up to some extent, correct? If that is going beyond the int, then it cannot. Let us take byte. Okay. Now byte, what it will accept? Up to 128, correct? Now you give the value. Okay. Okay. Now what is the see here? Very big value. And if I division by 10, then I will get very big value, correct? Now and you are typing it to cast byte. So does the byte will store that?
No.
No. But here, does the compiler will, okay, now let's see. Yeah. Here, see the number, integer number is 2. Okay, let's change it to 1, remove 2 zeros. Okay, but still it will be, yeah. Look at here. Here byte I by j. So what is happening here? Though my return type is double, I'm using a byte. So during the compilation, still compiler is getting to know that, see, whenever you're dividing, there is a possibility loss of conversion, correct? It is going the beyond the range. So hence it is throwing the error. But earlier, what I have given? If I am giving 15 by 3. Now, do you think there will be a loss of error whether it's a double or a byte? No, right?
No.
Okay, byte. Okay. Here, okay, let's change it. It's a different data type. Let's change it to these two also byte and see.
Incompatible.
Okay, I should compile it again. Recompile with xdiag. Okay, so let's change it to short. Maybe byte is very small. Okay, I think it is corrupted. The file is corrupted. Okay, let's understand that for time being is int. If you're using int, then the way to you, if you are writing a double, let's go with a double. But if you want, so what is happening in this program is into to double, double to int. The casting is happening automatically. So this is called typecasting. So for in some scenarios, what is happening is your salary is, for example, 213,456.7893. Now, how can I, there is a decimal number. How can I convert into an int number? Right? So sometimes I need an integer number only, right? So double converting the double to integer or integer to double, the typecasting will happen. So that was happened here, and then the compiler is throwing the data. Yeah. So int range is very long, so hence it is able to accept it. Okay.
No.
Now, yeah. So now the other thing that we discussed is on the previous class, someone asked a question. So if I'm creating a static variable, it's at this class level, what is this variable is called as?
Instance.
No. I did not talk about instance variable.
Global,
It's a global
global.
variable. It's a global variable, right? So global variable means it is accessible for every method, correct? Global variable is accessed from any method, right? And what is a global variable? It is declared inside a class, outside of all the methods, correct? Now, is it like I have told one more statement also, like, is it mandatory that I have to declare in the starting only, or can I declare with between the methods here? Can I also declare here? It is also called as global variable only, correct? Now,
Yes.
now, so if you are modifying, it's a global static variable. Now, here if I am modifying this static variable inside a method, and if I am printing the value in another method, what happens?
It gets updated value.
It will get the updated value, because I told you that static variable will hold only once the memory, and then whichever the method you are updating, it will update. But yesterday in the previous class, we have taken one example, correct? Employee class. Let's go with employee. Now, so inside, so here I have taken name is Ajay, salary is 20,000, employee ID is 4567, right? Now, so the global variables are Karthik 10,000, 1, 2, 3, 4. I am modifying those values inside this method. Then ideally, what is my observation? I want to create two different employees, correct? But if whenever I'm modifying in the main method and then trying to print it, the values are modified. Now, at the end, how many employees are there, guys, in this program? After first, I thought the employee name is Karthik, salary is 10,000, employee ID is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, another employee was there, his name is Ajay, his salary is 20,000, employee ID is 4, 5, 6, 7. If I do like this, what is happening? The Karthik is overridden by Ajay, 10,000 is overridden by 20,000, 1, 2, 3, 4 is overridden by 4, 5, 6, 7. Agree?
Yes.
Yeah. Does everyone agree with this? Others? Now here, what you want? If every employee will have a different characteristics or different data, correct? Agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now let's, first of all, let me compile this, run this program. Say salary, Ajay, it is overridden. Now, I want to solve this problem. That means whenever I want to add a new person, it should not disturb the existing person. So that's where the object comes into picture. So can I say employee is a class? Employee name will be an attribute or property. Employee salary will be another property. Employee ID is another property. And what employee is doing? Work. So can I say this is a class which is exhibiting, it's a general nature. The employee can be any employee, right? It can be a software employee, private sector, government sector, any employee. So can I say employee is a generic class?
Yes.
And so whenever I say, if I am creating an object, for example, Karthik is an employee. Karthik is an employee. What does it mean? Karthik is exhibiting all the properties of an employee class. That means Karthik is having a name, Karthik is having a salary, Karthik is having an employee ID, Karthik is working inside the work method. What is the work he is doing? He is a software employee, or he is teaching some core Java. Likewise, for example, Ajay or Ashok, he is a government employee, something like that. That means, can I say this Karthik, Ashok, Ajay, these are the uh, things that are exhibiting the characteristics of a class? So then what should I call it as? Object, right? Now the question is how to create an object. How to create an object. So the way to create an object, the syntax is, remember this is very important. Class name, reference variable equal to new class name. Here, what is the class name, guys? Employee, correct? So employee reference variable can be anything. E equal to new employee. Okay, I repeat, class name and the reference variable can be anything. It can be, you can write A, B, C, D, anything. So generally we write some meaningful name. So employee E equal to new employee. Why am I writing new employee? It's a class name again, and followed by open bracket, close bracket. Now this is nothing but a object creation in Java. Object creation in Java. Now, what happens whenever you create an object? What happens whenever you create an object? So first step is instance, global instance variable, global instance variable will occupy the memory. Okay, global instance variable will occupy the memory. Now here in this example, so can I say these are the global variables? But are these the instance variables or static variables?
Static.
Static variables. Now, but here, so if I am in this example, if I am making this name, salary, employee ID is a static variable, am I able to do my work? Whenever I'm modifying it is changing. So this is not the right way, correct? So so that means in this example, static variable is not the right approach. Remove the static. Okay. Remove the static. Okay. Now, so now here I will not initialize any data. Okay. Salary is, for example, I'm initializing it to 0. Employee ID also 0. Okay. Now, so can I say these are the global variables only outside of a method? And I have initialized it to some value. Now, first employee. What is the employee? First employee I am thinking Karthik, correct? His name is Karthik. His salary is 10,000. Employee ID is 1234. Now I want to add this data. So here this E is nothing but let's write Karthik. So instead of writing a reference variable as E, I am writing Karthik employee. Now I want to assign the values. Then what I will do? So whenever you create like this, what happens is in the heap memory, there is a different memory areas in the JVM. One of the memory is heap area. So there is a separate topic, Java memory management, in which you will get to know many things. Not now, maybe after completion of 1 month of the course, we'll get to know Java memory management. So inside the Java, see, whenever you are studying something or you are watching something, some of the dialogues you might remember, correct? You will watch some movie, you remember some dialogues. Where that dialogues are, how do you remember? Where are you storing that data as a human? You might sing some songs, right? Sometime. Or you're learning Java. Later, if someone is,
Brain.
in your brain, it is stored, right? Similarly, for JVM also, there is some memory management. Inside the JVM, there is a space called heap. Inside the heap area, whenever you are creating an object, the memory will be allocated for the instance variables. Now, let us take the string is occupying 8 bytes. Let us example 8 bytes. Double will occupy 4 bytes. Okay. I'm telling you example only. Int will occupy another 4 bytes. So that means whenever you are creating an object, what happens? 8 bytes, 4 bytes, 4 bytes. All the global variables will occupy the memory. When I say global instance. Static automatically occupies during the class loading itself. But when this instance variable will occupy, whenever you create an object. If you don't create an object, this will not occupy the memory. You cannot access directly, right? So you can access the instance variable only through object. Now here, whenever you create an object, what happens is, this is a Karthik employee. This is a memory. Inside the heap, there is a memory. And this memory is occupied for, inside this, it is having name, salary, and employee ID. Now, what is the name? I did not added anything for now, correct? So name is blank, salary is 0, employee ID is 0, correct? See, globally I have initialized to this one. So this one. Now this is a memory, Karthik employee. So for whenever you're creating an object name is Karthik employee, and what it is doing, it is occupied some memory. Now I want to modify the name of salary and all. Then what I will do? How do you access? Now this is nothing but accessing instance variable. How do you access instance variable? Through the object name. Here the object name is Karthik employee. or you can put the object name can be anything. Now here, Karthik name dot Karthik employee dot name. So this is a way, see object name followed by the instance variable name. Now what is the name I want to, see by default the name is double quotation, it's empty. Now I want to add it. Then what I will do? I will add Karthik. Okay, done. Now next I will do Karthik employee dot salary. Karthik salary is 10,000. Let's put 10,000. Now next Karthik employee ID is AMP ID is 1234. Okay, something I stored, right? Now that means in this memory, here Karthik is stored, salary 10,000 is stored, and employee ID is 1234 is stored. Now I want to create one more Ajay employee, correct? Now earlier what is happening, if I am using this variable, it is getting overridden. Now if I want to create Ajay, so can I say Ajay is also another object, correct? Say Ajay is also an employee, he has a name, he has a salary, he has a employee ID, and his work might be different. So Ajay is also a object which is exhibiting these characteristics. Now can I create one more object? Yes, copy this. See, employee, for employee class only, you are creating one more object, that is nothing but Ajay, and a new employee. Now for whenever you create a Ajay object also, what happens? You are creating one more object. Whenever you create an object, all the instance variables will occupy the memory. Here, the memory will be created for Ajay. And whenever it is created, what are the instance variables? Name, salary, employee ID. Name, salary, employee ID will be initialized to 0, 0, blank, because these are the default values. Now you want to change it. How do you change it? Now, similarly, how do you access that instance variable? Object name dot instance variable name equal to Ajay. Ajay dot salary equal to, it's a double, so no need of quotations, 10,000. Ajay dot employee ID equal to 4567. Now let's put 20,000. Now can I say here the, after performing line number 24, 25, 26, then here the name will be Ajay, salary will be 20,000, employee ID is 4567, correct? Now Ajay values are there now. Now you guys tell me, according to the diagram, are the values are overridden or these are having a separate memory?
Separate
memory.
Now if I print it, let me print it. Now in the work method, I want to pass object. See, earlier in the demo class, what you are passing? Primitives, correct? Primitives is nothing but you are passing a int data type. Now here, employee is also some type of data, correct? So you can pass the class also as a reference. Now here, let me pass it to this work. I am passing a employee. That means I am passing an object reference. This is called as object reference. Now here how many employees are there you have? Karthik employee is object, you pass it here, correct? Now you call another, can you call one more method more than once? Yes, you pass Ajay. So whenever you pass, and here inside this method, let me remove this. Let me remove this. Okay. Now here, what do you do? Employee name is e dot name. That means here your object that you are storing in a variable called e. This can be a employee, Karthik employee or Ajay employee, right? E dot salary, e dot employee ID. Now let me write here inside work method. Let me write, I am inside the work method, right? Inside work method. Say I am printing the data inside main method, inside work method also. Let's see. Inside main method. Don't worry, I will repeat everything. So here what I have done is, first I created one object called Karthik. And so this instance, whenever you create an object, what happens? Memory will be allocated for this instance variable. Yeah, memory is allocated. Now, and the default values is name is double quotation, salary is 0, employee is 0. But I want to give the Karthik details. So Karthik employee dot name, Karthik employee dot salary 10,000, Karthik employee dot employee ID is 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly, employee Ajay, new employee. That means one more object I am creating. I'm assigning the data. Now I want to print it. If I am printing, it should not override it, correct? So what I'm doing is work. There is a method called work. To this method, like earlier I have passed the int object, right? Now what I'm doing, I'm passing the user-defined data. This is called user-defined. I'm passing a employee object reference. So Karthik employee, Ajay employee, I'm passing. So these two, Karthik employee or Ajay employee, what are types of or objects of employee class? So here you keep that as a E. Now, how do you print E dot name, E dot salary, E dot employee ID? If it is overriding, both the times it should print Karthik or both the times it should print Ajay. But let's see what it will print. And it should not change in the main method. Let's see. Okay. It's now here I am getting error. The non-static variable cannot be referenced with a static. See here in the main method I have written. In the main method I have what I have written. I am accessing main method is a static method, and you are trying to access non-static variables, which is a compilation error. There is a way you can also access that. I will tell you later by using this keyword. So I am commented that. See, compilation issues are gone. Java.employee. Look at here. Inside work method. So that means, so this entire code is completed. Now from this line, work Karthik employee. What you are passing? Karthik object you are passing. And then this is printed first. See, look at here. Inside work method. Done. What is the name? Karthik. Salary 10,000. Employee ID is 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct? It is printed. Now next. That means after work, this work method is completed again, the line is going back. The control will go back to from where it is called. So it will go to line number 29. In line number 29, what you are passing? Ajay. So again, Ajay is another employee. So again, inside work method will start. Correct? Now, inside work method is starting, and then what it is printing? Ajay 2000, 20,000, 4567. Correct? Now, do you think the values are overridden here? If it is overridden, either Karthik 10,000, 1, 2, 3, 4 should print, or Ajay 20,000, 4, 5, 6, 7 should print. Correct? It is printing both means, is it overridden?
No.
No. So that means, so this is a difference between, I'll still talk about what is a static variable, what is a instance variable later, but this is the beauty of having an instance variable. For instance variable, memory will be occupied for every object. But if it is a static variable, memory will be occupied only once. Hope the one who asked a question in the previous class, is that clarified? On Friday, someone asked a question, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So this is a very, very important question, guys. What is the difference between a static variable and instance variable? The way to explain is, you take some variable, make it as a static, and once you modify the value, it will be modified in all the places. I mean, it will be reflected in all the places. But whenever you have a object, and if you are having an instance variable, it will hold for each object. Now, can I create one more object? Yes or no? Can I create in any number of objects you can create? Let's create Ashok. Okay. Now I don't want to put any data to Ashok. Then if I don't assign any data, what is the default data, guys? According to this program, what is the default data of instance variables?
0.
I mean, salary is 0, employee is 0, name is empty. Correct? Single quotation. So for Ashok, I have created an employee object, but did I assign the data? No. So then what it should print for Ashok? Empty, 0, 0. Let's see. See? Ashok object, is it printing anything? No. If you are assigning, it is printing. That means, can I say, if you see, every time Karthik, Ajay, and it is printing. That means it is storing in different places. So what happens in whenever you create an object, what happens? Memory will be occupied for global instance variables, and then the initialization steps take place. And also that whenever the object is created, there is, say now here I'm initializing this. it is little difficult to initialize the values, correct, every time. So that's where to simplify this initialization. So here, what am I doing here? Whenever I Karthik employee.name, Karthik employee.salary, employee ID, Ajay.name, Ajay.salary, Ajay.employee ID. So here, every time I'm writing, this is a duplicated code, correct? Am I saying this is a, do you think that this is a duplicate or not? Every time I'm assigning the data, I'm using the same code, but different values. So how can you simplify this? Using constructor. There is a topic called constructor, which is used to initialize the instance variables. Constructor is used to initialize the instance variables, which we are going to start in the tomorrow class. And today is the last demo. Any questions? Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, Karthik. Static is only for memory.
Not class.
I mean,
Static belongs to a class. See,
okay,
for
okay.
example, earlier you remember in our dynamic programming, we are writing a recursion, right?
Yes.
So you
Yes.
want to know how many times the method is called. So
Yeah.
if you are using an instance variable, whenever you create an object, it reinitializes to 0. But overall, you
Okay.
want to know how many. So that's the reason the variable is static.
Only for the class. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Class, static variables or static methods belongs to a class. Wherever you want to have a separate copy of memory, go for object. Okay.
Okay.
Global variable we are using a trend, right?
Sorry.
Global variables, I mean globally we are, if we are using stat, this whatever the line number 8, 7 to 9, 5 to 8.
Mm.
So if we are using at the end, but it should be used before using that variable, right?
No. I mean, see, you're declaring here. Can you see? Declaring in the starting of a program is not a global variable. Global variable is something which should be in the class outside of any method. Here also I can write.
Yeah. Yes. But if we are using, if we are declaring a trend and if we are using before declaration of this, can we use?
Yeah, we can do. See, Java is not line number based, correct? You think that whenever the program is execution, it is coming with a line number 3, line number 7, 8, like that? No. So let's see. If that is the case, then I should get a error, correct? Because I am writing this declaration in line number 42 and first I am using it. So you think there may be error. Agree? Is that the question?
Yes.
So now let's see. Am I able to see any error? No, that means what does the Java is doing? Java is not a line number based, correct? Java is not going by line number. So what happens is whenever you run the compilation, so it will understand that, see, whether you write, see, what is a global variable I told? Outside of a method, sorry, outside of any method, inside of a class. So here also you write that is the same. Here also you write it is the same, correct? So Java does not go by line number. Java does not execute by line number. Your C++ programs will execute line number, correct? 1, 2, 3, 4. But Java is not line number basic. So here it will look at for global variables, static variables, and then it will load it automatically during the class load time. And then after loading the global variables or everything is completed, your execution starts from main method. This see, now is it mandated that I should write the main method in line number 7 only?
No.
Then if that is see here, which method do you see here? Line main method I have written at the end. Does that mean that? Okay, sorry. Let me copy this. So if I am writing, so my main method is in line number 22. Does it mean that work method will execute first? Or will it execute from line number 22 only? Starting point.
From main method it started.
So that means it doesn't matter where, in which line the main method is correct? Before the main method also you can have a code, but still the program execution starts from main method. Can you say that is proving that your Java is not line number based? I mean, whatever the answer that you said, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Java does not go by line number. It is a, I mean, it will load the data global and then static variable, and then execution starts from main method. From there, it will execute accordingly. Inside a main method, it will go by line number, like from here, like this, etc., one by one. Okay. Yeah, we are close to 3 minutes. Yeah. So guys, today is the last demo class. If you are interested, you can enroll for this course. And this is the email that most of you might have got, right? Did you guys get this email? Yeah. So those
Yeah, I
who are
got it.
watching in YouTube,
Yeah.
you can take a screenshot if you haven't got it. So if you are interested, you can enroll for this course. And the demo sessions, the previous classes are present in this link. I'm sharing this link in the chat. Okay. So if you are interested, these are details that you have to do the payment, and there's an email ID. Once you do the payment, send the screenshot name, add your name, the WhatsApp number, timing morning 7 a.m., attach the payment screenshot, and then send an email to this one. And you will get a confirmation email from them. And once they confirm your payment, you will be added to a WhatsApp group. And then from there, we'll take it forward. Once the demo class are completed, right? Today is the last demo. So then the Zoom link, this Zoom link is going to change. And the Zoom link will be given, access will be given to the students who enroll for the course. Okay. And you don't need to have a Zoom URL. You will be given the Ashok IT website details. There, you can access the notes. You can join the everyday class by clicking one simple button. You don't need to remember anything. Okay. So I hope that's all clarified. Any questions, concerns? I have no questions. I hope you guys are understanding.
Today class I am getting a little bit confused.
Okay, just watch it again, because you do not know much about this, right?
Yes,
Object
yes.
and all. Yeah, just look at one more time, and then you will get to know.
Okay.
I hope again we have discussed tomorrow also for this class.
Yes.
Step.
Yeah,
Somewhat we'll get more.
constructors and all. Whenever you discuss a constructors, everything, these details will come back again.
And Karthik, when you are talking about the static, so it is a class level, but we for every class we have to call the method with the help of objective only. So
No, static variable you can access using a class name.
mhm.
Instance variable you need to access using object name.
Okay.
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 So
Fine.
here we did not use it because we are using within, if you are accessing a static variable within the class, you don't need to write a class name. Okay.
Yeah, I know that. But since sometimes when I'm facing the interview, so I'm facing confusing and difficult. Even I know the answer, but I'm not able to give the correct answer. That's what I want to
I'll
move
ask
much about.
I'll ask
Yeah.
those questions. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Fine.
that is
Fine.
there
Thank
in the next upcoming classes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's all for today, guys. If you are interested, you can enroll.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Shubham, what is JST? If I enroll for JST, what is meaning of JST?
Java Fullstack.
That is Java. Okay. So first after core Java, and you can enroll for Java Fullstack. And I'll not be teaching entire Fullstack, guys. I'll be just teaching core Java in that, and then some other tutors will teach remaining. So core Java and then Angular, the module 2 will be going parallel. And then the completion of these two, then you'll be getting started with the module 3. That is the answer to your question. Okay. Yeah.